Welcome back.
Raiden's alive? Oh my god! I thought you jumped off the bridge.
Holy fucking plot twist, Batman. But
someone else.
But yeah, welcome back to Sons of Liberty. Okay, so let's continue looking for ones, and we got some bullets for our SOCOM. Where to go to? Let's see. Ooh, cardboard box 2. Okay, let's take a look at cardboard box number 2. Cardboard box to transport. There you go. I forgot to read the whole thing. There you go. PDF Z1. Okay. Alright, that should be enough. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ooh, mine detector! There you go. Now we should be able to get, we should be able to get for that area where Deep Throat contacted us. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, in case people thought the Metal Gear series was too mature, we have a character who calls himself, well, practically Blowjob.
Deep Throat, yeah.
All that's missing is also Mr. Huge Ass.
Please remember, we have a boss in Metal Gear 2 called Jungle Evil. I mean, the names in this series have always been interesting, so...
Wait till we get to the bosses in Metal Gear Rising.
Again, it's like Game Trailer said in their top 10 Metal Gear games that they made back in the day, like... even in the first game, you're fighting bosses with names that feel like they belong to pro wrestlers. Yeah, pretty much. Or in the case of, or in the case of Deep Throat, that's a porn star name, clearly.
The thing is, when you actually know what the action of deep throating is, holy cow!
You know, Yojoba, considering the bongos are some of the more famous instruments used in court dramas.
Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. Check this out. If I remember correctly, I'm going to take a headshot for that guy. Okay, so basically the idea now is that guy is right up top, and as you can see through the map, he can see quite far from that distance. So you have to be careful not to get seen. However, if I remember correctly, this is the part where I'm actually, or maybe I did it in no, never mind.
You're trying a 360 no scope?
No. I just remembered. Basically, in a previous attempt at this part that has since been deleted and been left on the cutting room floor, I actually did manage to, from that distance, headshot him and kill him. It was a really cool stunt, but unfortunately the rest of the part became unusable, so I had to restart.
I was gonna say to
You just crash bandicooted yourself to death.
Yes, Dwips?
Raiden. I just want to hear what you said. Basically, Jova, I'm surprised that since one of the most famous courtroom procedurals, the People's Court uses bongos a lot in its music, I'm surprised Ace Attorney hasn't done that.
You mean Law and Order? I don't remember much bongos.
The People's Court as its theme tune, but part of its theme tune anyway.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
It's probably a
He's
thing
talking about a courtroom show to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I thought he was talking about Law and Order.
No, I wasn't.
That's okay. All right. Okay, if I remember correctly, yeah. Actually, maybe I'm going to try a lot. Let's see if I can make it. Headshot. Yes.
Got him.
Wait, did he give you the middle finger before he went?
It kind of
looked like it.
Probably.
The game.
Fuck you.
This is another thing that's going to keep becoming even better and better as the series moves on, culminating in 5's incredible flexibility. Flexibility in how you progress. Yes, you can do what the game expects and, hide and wait for the guard not to be looking and then sneak past.
Boring stuff.
But if you're good with the aiming, you can indeed headshot him from that distance and make your walk through this place easier.
Pedro?
Yes, Jova?
How did they bury claymores into literal steel and iron?
No. I remember. According to Deep Throat, the mines are in the ground. They're just invisible to the naked eye. He said.
Also, Joe, it's the same logic there was in the Tangle video game where Eugene could just dig into any material and find something.
With his bare hands!
Yes, Shirley?
The game over music kind of sounds like Quartz Quadrant, Bad Future, US music. That was a mouthful.
Hey guys, more boxes.
Ooh.
Don't you talk about my boxes. I love boxes. But anyway.
You'd love Splatoon. There's lots of boxes.
Yeah, but are there are there cardboard boxes for me to hide in?
There are some cardboard boxes. You can have some.
But can I hide in them though?
Kinda impractical with all the ink going around.
Well, okay, to be fair to you, they can control when they spurt out their ink.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's not ink.
Moving on.
Look at this. Look at this. A place where where we literally have cardboard boxes circulating on a conveyor belt.
Hey,
Truly,
it's
they're
a good
doing the
justification
Lord's
of-
work.
Yeah, it's a good. It's like be cardboard boxes on all of these.
Raiden, there's
I
a.
mean, to be fair-
Sorry, go on.
To be fair, with expeditions and supplies being sent, you would expect it to be present in one way or another. But it's kind of cool how a game tries to put some integration. It's kind of similar how some of the new Doom games try to explain why there are chains on Mars bases. So that's pretty cool. Go on, Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raiden, there's a fork in the Oh, there you go. This new cardboard box we just got is the Zone of the Enders cardboard box. Okay. For those
Wait a minute, hold on. But he's wearing that box upside down, yet wearing it upside down actually has it properly show Zone of the Enders as if you're supposed to be viewing it from
Danger,
that
get out of
angle.
the cardboard box.
That's ours.
For those who don't know, Zone of the Enders was the other major franchise that Kojima Productions created during this time. In fact, like we've talked before, they actually packaged the first Zone of Enders with a demo disc for this game as a way to increase sales. Much like what Square Enix would also do sometimes, where they would include the demo of Final Fantasy VIII with some platinum versions of Final Fantasy VII. And later, one thing they also did is exactly like this, which is they included a demo disc for Final Fantasy XII in the Western release of Dragon Quest VIII.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant demo 15 in Type 0 HD.
Well, yeah, that was another case of that, yes. But they also did it for Dragon Quest VIII. Dragon Quest VIII included a demo disc for Final Fantasy XII, basically.
Oh, cool. As someone who actually has tried the games, I can tell you this: the first one of the Enders is cool on a gameplay level, but the story is a head weak, and the protagonist is not the most, the funniest person to actually know.
Here's a fun piece of trivia for you, Shiroi. The writer and director of Zone of the Enders 1 was the same guy who wrote and directed Dr. Lautrec. Dr. Lautrec was actually one of his that was actually one of his last games that he made for Konami. So
The second.
go on.
Done.
No, actually, we're done. Go on.
The second one is whatever. Go on.
No. I was saying for you to go on.
All right. Well, whatever. The basic point is, got ourselves a Zone of the Enders box. So it's a nice Easter egg for those who are into Kojima Productions' other games aside from Metal Gear. So that's pretty cool. All right, moving on. Okay, if I remember correctly, we're almost at a part where we're going to get a major. Later on, we're going to talk a bit more about the bomb placement specifically. Tell me where the bomb is. All right, let's see where we go from here.
You made me imagine
Go on.
You made me imagine a crossover between Metal Gear Solid and Batman.
You know what would be now? Like if there was to be a Batman cameo in Metal Gear, I would love it for it to be Nomura's design of Batman. That imagine that Nomura's
Batman that everyone hates.
Like I said, Teo. Okay,
like
Teo. Teo, think of it this way: Nomura's Batman as a boss in Metal Gear Rising. You can't tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
I mean, come on. I mean,
Okay. I get why people are iffy on that design,
The
but
character like that structure is better with the style of Rising.
I guess.
well, okay, that's Rising. I feel though that Batman works with the style of Metal Gear Solid.
Sure. Well, yeah. Batman is all about acting in the shadows, so yeah, that actually is a good fit. Yeah, as you can see.
Sections in the Arkham games are also pretty good, but
Yeah, I don't know what Teo said. Yes, there's also quite a lot of stealth possibilities in Arkham. Yeah, the hanging mode, as you can see, is a very good way to hide from the enemies, as you can see.
Forgot if you mentioned, Pedro, but can you actually pick up enemies from a ledge and pull them down?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
There's not that many possibilities just yet. It will mostly become a primary major feature in 5. In 5 is where there's a lot of specific situations where you're climbing a tower and you'll be able to do something like that. In this game, there's not that many scenarios where it is actually possible. Okay, so come on, guy, move. There you go. And now it's...
Anyway, the second zone of the Enders instead is actually where things actually get ramped up a lot. The protagonist is much more likable, even the supporting cast, including his eventual love interest. The returning characters from the first game are actually more improved on that front. If I recall correctly, the mecha vet, the protagonist of the first game Pilots, is also a reference to Gradius, the Konami signature space shooter. That's pretty cool. It's just the bad setback that it also, much like the first one, it also kind of stops. It doesn't really end, and it just ends on a rather above note without the major conflicts being completely resolved. And unfortunately, no sequels come out of it. And then there's the Game Boy Advance game, Fist of Mars. I tried it out of curiosity, but it's kind of very obscure. It has a gameplay style on its own, but it's very enjoyable, and the plot is, kind of on par in terms of, sci-fi political machinations a la Gundam. Some of the characters, if I recall correctly, have not aged for the better, but that's a point that can be discussed at another date.
Also, damn, that soldier took like 4 bullets to kill. Jeesh. Talk about...
I guess he had some Kevlar on the chest.
I guess. And there's the blood right there. Okay. There's a... What could the bomb be? Oh, yes, Colonel?
Raiden, at your feet, there's a hatch for pipe or gauge maintenance. Face the hatch and push the action button to open it. There may be something you can use, so check the inside thoroughly.
Okay, thanks, Colonel.
Cheers, mate.
There it is.
Look at what I found. Alright. Coolant. Alright. Oh crap. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, if we do...
Disposal of the C4 in Strut D is complete.
How nice of them to stop
Explosives
transmitting
are
to
planted
each
on the
other
maintenance hatch.
while we have this conversation.
Well, that's just video game stuff.
This is Pliskin.
Plenty of video games have stuff like this.
What's up?
Oh, hey, Pliskin.
You need to hear this too. I'm listening. I checked out the bottom of Strut H for you, Pete. Wait, what's this about?
I asked Pliskin to look around. Knowing Fatman, I can't shake the feeling that all the bombs so far were just wrong.
So did you find anything? Yeah, a hell of a lot of C4s packed into the bottom of the strut. Pete called it right.
I knew he had the real thing up his sleeve.
So all the other ones were
Ah, okay.
So Raiden test was kind of just pointless so far.
Well, no. To be fair, he does point out that,
That's not the bad news.
those other bombs are a threat still, but no, the real deal threat
The ionization
is
sensor
down in
can't
Strut
detect them.
H.
The whole thing is sealed tight to prevent vapor leak, and there's no trace of that cologne signature. Pete, looks like he fooled you.
Yes.
But you managed to find the thing anyway. It was sheer luck. Bombs that are invisible to the sensor? Any ideas, Pete?
Are there more out there?
I'll go see for myself.
You can't move fast enough.
He's right. I can try the spray from a distance.
Hold on. There's something not right about this one. I can feel it.
Well, Pete, should I come back and get you?
No, there's no need. Raiden, you have one left to go, correct?
Right, except for those scentless ones.
How about you, Pliskin?
I have 2 left, not counting this one.
Okay. It'll have to be me. I have the level 4 card that'll get me into Shell 2 in any case.
You'll never make it. With that bad leg of yours, they'll spot you for sure.
That won't happen. I can walk just fine. I
Pete.
can even run.
What do you mean?
That bomb 5 years ago. I messed up. Even with all my experience, I lost it. And the church was lost in the explosion. All those kids playing nearby too. These past 5 years, I've lived.
So yeah, there you go. Turns out his
Yes,
fame of saving people
I didn't lose
people
my
from Australia, turns out it was a lie. He's no hero.
So many dead. All because of
You think
my
this is
mistake.
ability?
All I could think about was hiding from the crime, shielding myself from the public outcry. I wanted people to be sorry for me, for my weakness.
Wow.
I faked being a victim myself.
Only the best people are
I
alive,
got
right?
the families of the real victims. This is not aesthetic. I can keep my footing on catwalks and hike over deserts. I lived my life so well, I haven't even answered to myself for my sins.
It's interesting though, like, technically in a lot of cases, this is not necessarily a battle with a lot of bravado. I mean, don't get me wrong, the president is at stake, as well as the environment here,
What good can that
but
do?
it is interesting how this is what finally does get him to come clean in that regard. Like, again, keep in mind, he's been hiding this for so long, but now he chooses to come clean.
That's the thing, like this entire circumstances of these bombs reminds him a lot of what happened 5 years ago. That's probably what set him off.
The truth about 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's true about 5 years ago, yeah.
That one's all yours. You got it, Raiden?
Pete, I really hope that this confession of
care of
yours
guards
is
and
not a
struts
sign of
GM
your
things,
inevitable
Shell too.
death.
I wouldn't recommend you go into any of the other struts.
I owe you one.
I'll get back to freezing the baby bombs then.
You do that too, Raiden.
I'm on it.
I'll have the radio with me if you need to get in touch. Just don't ask for Peg Leg Peter. He's gone for good.
That was a productive conversation.
Well, it allowed us to establish his backstory, but the point is, Pete has been living a lie all this time as a way to hide from himself from having to admit his blame in what happened 5 years ago.
Also, missed opportunities on not having been played by Jim Cummings, I guess.
Crap.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing the guards are morons. That being said, like Dwiz was noticing earlier, yes, another refinement to the guard AI in this game is, yes, guards usually will occasionally report, nothing to report, and they do it like every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes or however long it is, right? Which means taking out a guard is not as simple as just taking him out. Sometimes taking out a guard may not be the preferred solution, because that way that guard cannot report to the bosses, meaning they will send further more guards to investigate what happened to that guard. So yeah, this basically is the game basically making sure you don't get too trigger happy with your guns and your violence, because yeah, it may not always be the best option.
There's one.
Nothing to see here, dude. Go back down. Oh, hold on. He's coming here. Go for the stairs. Or go back. Okay, there you go. Ha. Okay, then.
Seriously, those stair animations are so quirky. I love them.
They are.
Yes.
Remember, according to Kojima, Kojima told Yoshi Shinkawa to make sure he looks like what ladies would deem as cute and attractive.
And that means
While
legs
going
like
up and
Cindy
down the
Crawford.
stairs.
Again, it really is that one of those weird aspects of Japanese culture where Japanese women, for whatever reason, don't like playing as older men in games.
I don't I really do wonder if that was actually a thing or a bout of skewed reception in the time here, because I'll
Maybe a
admit
bit
that.
of both. So.
And again, maybe times have changed because, and granted, I'm not gonna act like I'm the big expert on what Japanese women want, but nowadays I don't really see as much a demand for that. Again, maybe it was the styles of the time too.
It was still present in the 2010s, Joe. I remember it was the entire reason why the first year, when it came to the States and Europe, had the protagonist been changed from the pretty boy into the Papa Nier, the Korean barbarian design, because Square Enix of America perceived the idea that Western fanbase would have preferred that type of character over the pretty boy, but instead Japan actually liked.
Yeah, it really is a Japanese thing.
It still worked out in the end, you know, just not for the reason they thought it would. Simple as that.
Now, I have not seen the version with the boy thing, so for all I know, maybe it does work better with them being siblings as such here and there. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I can tell you that it does actually, because I've played Replicant.
It still has the more fucked up stuff. So, like, you know, like I mentioned in our Gears 1, about Bro Nier having to basically sell himself to people in Seafront to gain money. Although, again, I will mention more in the detail. Any details before we actually get back to that, but it's not even as immediately apparent as it gets with a statement like that. It's not, you know, a simple, oh, it's super fucked up.
All right, cutscene.
It's a story in itself, but yeah.
I've taken care of that annoying
Well,
fly. What's the situation over there?
Puzzling. I saw a man dressed like a ninja just now.
Ninja?
Hey, that voice.
A kind of cyborg ninja complete with a sword.
A cyborg ninja? That sounds
Well,
familiar. That sounds familiar.
Hey, it's Olga.
Olga. So nice to see Olga survived to what happened 2 years ago.
I've never seen field gear like that ever.
Hopefully the baby survived too.
Actually, one more thing. You'll find it hard to believe, though. I saw a man hiding under a cardboard box.
Where?
A man hiding under a cardboard box.
So you believe me this time?
Maybe it was us.
Someone used that box trick before.
Oh, have you?
Over and out then.
Freeze!
And then,
You must be one of Dead Cell.
why?
Of course not. What a thing to say.
Drop your gun!
Not a chance.
Now this is actually deja vu. Oh. That was very smooth, right? She literally had the higher ground. I know that the Star Wars Episode 3 was not out yet.
I mean, having the high ground
it's a
is a
joke,
legit
it's-
advantage.
All right, let's report.
I saw a female soldier.
Colonel, we
Russian.
fucked up.
Must be Olga Gerlukovich. How do you know? Unlike you, I've been briefed. She's not a Dead Cell? No.
Ouch.
She commands a Russian private army.
It's like,
Must
well,
be
what the
ones
fuck? Why
patrolling
haven't I
Big
been
Shell.
briefed? This
That's
is my
right.
mission.
She's led the group ever
It's
since
funnier
Question.
that way.
Gerlukovich died.
Basically,
Watch
he's
yourself
being
with her.
ace attorneyed.
That's a good question, Shiroi. We'll answer that a few parts from now.
Fair enough.
Have I missed anything?
Basically, Olga showed up, kind of gave Raiden the business. They had a little bit of a standoff. She flipped over and out of sight. But she has reported that she saw a man using a cardboard box on Bridge.
A man hiding under a cardboard box. Now, who could that be?
Radar. The old man's right.
How many men do we know, Shiroi, that hide under cardboard boxes?
Watch your back.
It's probably just a cat or something.
Ah.
Of course.
Yes, curious cats.
So the cat from
Cool cat.
the cat from Stray?
Yeah, let's go for that.
That game has
Maybe
all the
he-
boxes and things to knock over into the
And
abyss.
cyborgs.
Yes.
Or maybe it's the
Yeah.
maybe it's the black cat from Ghost Trick, Pedro.
That's also possible, yes. Yes, Shiroi, there is.
Yes, Roy, there is a cat in Ghost Trick. I was actually
Surprisingly,
thinking about going.
the black cat doesn't talk like Selim from Sabrina. So,
Oh.
That being said, I was considering recording that, but with potential news of a Ghost Trick remaster possibly coming. I'm kind of waiting to see if that does come about here, because Ghost Trick has some fantastic animations on even the DS version. So if we finally got, you know, a good remaster of it, better than the iOS one anyway, I would like to possibly get on top of that.
I'll get the remaster if it is indeed a thing.
Yeah, Capcom.
Please do, because holy cow, Ghost Trick is one of the most underappreciated games from Capcom.
Yeah,
Which, to be fair, was not helped by the fact that they didn't market the damn thing.
Yeah, it's the Nintendo DS underappreciated duology. Ghost Trick and World Ends With You, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much Capcom's equivalent to World Ends With You.
Basically, yeah.
Although it's a more self-contained. Although it's a more self-contained story, so at least I don't feel like we were too robbed not getting a sequel. I mean, I feel like you could make a sequel.
Oh, sure.
Given some people's theories, it could potentially tie into Ace Attorney, given that one character that a lot of people think might be Phoenix's mother.
Mm-hmm.
No, again, Jova, the games that, well, in this case on the 3DS, who ended up with sequel baiting, but they never received a sequel because, you know, they were either too skill or received, or a combination of both, were not no track and Regiment Thief.
Oh God, Dr. Lynch.
Somehow Napoleon is still alive out there. What will happen?
They just had to hide a fucking bomb under this fucking plane. I've had it with these motherfucking bombs in this motherfucking plane. Jesus.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna shoot the bomb.
That could kill us.
You can actually do that, Dibs. You'll get a game over if you do, but you can.
Yeah, it's like how in Hitman Absolution, you can shoot the nuclear bomb and blow everybody up.
You can.
What is with you and explosions, Dibs?
Because they're cool.
So.
Oh my God, you're Mega Man.
That's very valid.
It's a shame.
You were going to say Michael Bay.
It's a shame this game is not fully voiced, because since you like explosives, I would just have you voice Fatman then.
Trevor, what character did you mention again?
Mega Man.
Oh, I thought I said Mega Man.
There it is. Now, if I could just read.
Although now you mention Michael Bay, Tio, I could totally see Michael Bay drafting Mega Man for a seal deal contract.
Frozen. There's nothing showing up on the sensor now.
Good work, Raiden.
You're way ahead of me, kid. I still have one to go.
How's your bomb, Peter?
It's a bomb, all right. Sealed C4 and in huge quantities.
Great.
You think there's another one in Shell 1?
For sure. Somewhere at the bottom of Strut A.
Why are you so certain?
If this bottom section of the strut is demolished, Shell 2 will be well on its way to destruction.
You mean that Shell 2 will actually sink?
Not immediately. There'll still be 5 struts left. But if Shell 1 loses a strut at the same time, it'll be a very different story. The big shell's structural integrity depends on a very exact balance. If
I can imagine.
shells lose a strut each, the whole structure will tear itself apart under its own weight.
What do we do?
I have a sensor that can locate even those scentless C4s. It makes combined use of a neutron scintillator and a hydrogen bomb detector.
You brought that stuff with you?
Of course,
Multimodal reflection
I made
sword.
the calibrations while I was in the pantry.
Does it work?
I just tested it, and it definitely responds. But the best I can do is a sound beacon, not the radar.
Sound?
The shorter the interval between beacons, the closer
Yes, is
the
what you
target.
hear, right?
I get you.
It's
There's another one in
echolocation,
that
basically.
pantry I was in. You can go back and get it.
It's all yours, Raiden.
I'm going to study it some more and see if the freezing process will work. Don't touch the other one until I say so.
Okay.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Stand by until you radio in.
Raiden proceeds to touch everything.
Or the guy is killed before he can say anything, and Raiden, without having any orders to act on, just stands there.
Listen, Raiden, I have to tell you, there's an asteroid. Oh!
Respond!
Go
Come
pick
in!
up the new sensor Stillman told you about. The one that can detect odorless C4s. Head for the kitchen
I'm
off
sorry.
Strut C's
Your friends
mess
won't
hall.
be able to help
That's
you
the room
now.
Stillman was hiding in, and he's left the sensor there for you.
Okay, so that's a little reminder of where he is. For those who forgot, let's go. Thanks, Colonel. Again, quite the animation there. All right. Oh, look at that. There's a soldier guarding an item. Oh, but he or she is sleeping.
Well, maybe we should help them out with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really do like the see now he or she is yawning. Again, it's just a lot of small little touches that really help make the soldiers feel more than it's the Star Wars thing, you know, like where they had that bit in A New Hope where the two Star Troopers are making chit chat, you know. It's the kind of thing that adds up, you know, those small touches that add further believability into the world. Okay, let's save the game and end the part.
Jack, is that you?
Who else would it be?
They're
No,
soldiers,
it's
but they're
Jill,
just
what
as
do you
done
think?
with their jobs as everyone else.
Yep, basically.
I
Oh,
can't
she-
believe it. Stillman's
here,
prosthetic leg was
listen.
all a big lie.
Don't be too hard on him, Rose.
But he's got no right to go around pretending he's got a prosthetic leg. That's an insult to people who really can't walk.
Everyone's got their own reasons.
Don't tell her about
Sometimes
certain
you've got no
actors.
choice but to lie.
You're right. I guess it is necessary sometimes.
Rose?
It's nothing. Well, see ya.
Okay.
That's what it's called, foreshadowing.
Yeah. It's nothing. No, it's foreshadowing.
All right. But yeah, if it helps you, Sheila, Rose agrees with you. So there you go. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody agrees with her on that particular point. So yeah, definitely. See you in the next part, everybody, where let's see if we can find Pete and hopefully save the big shot from being blown up. So see you then.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.